Well, we are live here, Nashville Severe Weather, 3:24 in the afternoon, December the 9th. First time we've been on here in a hot minute. And we decided to go in a little early. We're doing a couple things new, kind of on the back end of things, and wanted to make sure they were working before things got rough here in Davidson and Williamson counties. But we are looking at these storms off to the west. Of course, we've had tornado warnings going throughout the afternoon so far. Back northwest of us, and we're watching two tornado warnings back to our west now, and we're going to continue watching them until they are through here. These storms are through here, but working on getting some links tweeted and make sure that things are working all right before we really get going here. Give us just a second to get going. All right, the link I clicked worked, Will. That's good.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, just to bring you up to date on what we've had going so far, of course, we've had a couple of confirmed tornadoes today, confirmed by radar. One of them, if you sort of follow the icons on the radar here, up around Clarksville and Montgomery County, there was a very definite tornado that went through northern Montgomery County, went through the northern sides of Clarksville near Fort Campbell, moved on into Kentucky around Guthrie and Allenstown, and looks like a new tornado warning coming out now for that's going to be for Dixon and Humphreys. So we now have, we're having the map is filling up with some colors here. So we're going to watch this closely as tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings continue to come out. So what I was saying was, to bring us up to speed, we've had confirmed tornadoes off to our west and northwest today. And to be honest with you, the tornado threat has overachieved today. So we have seen more tornado warnings and more confirmed tornadoes than we were initially anticipating out of the system. And they've been pretty efficient tornado producers. And so we're going to have to watch these closely as they come through here. But again, we are not worried about this, but we are keeping an eye on it. So y'all know how this goes. We're going to sit here and wait for these to come through, and we're going to talk you through it as we go. So we got the whole gang here. We got Will, got David, got Elin, and we got Graham. And this is, everybody except for the dude that launched the weather balloon earlier. Levi. So we've got pretty much everybody here. And I believe Graham, you just got on the ground, right?
Just flew in. Yeah, just flew in from New York.
Bet that was fun. So glad you're down, glad you're home, and imagine travel's going to get a little bumpy as we go through the rest of the evening. All right, let's talk about what we've got right now out there, and we've got basically two storms that have prompted tornado warnings. One of them is up here in northern Dickson County. That's going to be up around Sladen and Van Leer in northern Dickson County. All right, so that storm is really aimed north of Davidson County. That one is aimed north of Davidson County on into Robertson and Sumner County. Okay, so less worried about that one for us. We are looking at another storm down here that has crossed the Tennessee River, and it is now south of Waverly. That storm is looking to it's aimed a little bit more at us if the thing holds together. All right, so that one would affect parts of Davidson County, generally north of I-40, and that would happen around 5 o'clock or a little bit before. Okay, so so those are the ones that we are watching. Those are the two main storms. There are some other storms out there that have formed a line that stretch from down towards those towns just east of Memphis there. So you got like, Bolivar. I was going to say Bolivar, but wasn't sure if that was there or somewhere else. Bolivar, Jackson, and then all the way up across the Tennessee River and into Middle Tennessee. So the storms have formed a line, but some of these up here around to our west have exhibited supercellular characteristics, which means they could pack a little bit more of a punch than maybe some of these down here around Jackson and Bolivar and Henderson. So we've got our eyes wide open. We're watching every single radar scan. There's a lot of eyeballs on this. Everybody on the screen here is watching it, and the Weather Service is watching it, and we're going to be watching it very closely until it's completely gone out of both counties. All right, so checking with the Weather Service here, there are no warnings currently in effect for Davidson or Williamson counties, and that will probably change over the next hour, so stay connected. Even though there are currently no warnings in effect for either of our two counties, they are just west of us. So don't let your guard down yet. Don't get disconnected. Stay connected. Make sure your devices are charged. All of that stuff. So let's see. I'm going to check the chat here. Just kind of see if we have any questions. All right. So, this has been a pretty, up here near Bowling Green, this is the storm that caused the tornado in Clarksville, moved on into Kentucky. That storm has held together a long time up there around Bowling Green. So it actually started in West Tennessee, or it came through West Tennessee. It was the first time we started watching it, and it went all the way up through Clarksville. That thing has been a prolific tornado producer for sure. Somebody asking about Triune. Well, Triune, kind of like the rest of us, it'll get there eventually, but we don't know whether the storms will be severe or tornadic down there. We just don't know yet. We got to take it just one at a time here, one scan at a time, and watch what happens. Let's go over and look at some other products on radar while we're waiting. This storm up here in northern Dixon County, looking at velocities here, pretty tight couplet there. Could be a tornado on the ground there, but we don't have any definite confirmation of that. But definitely some rotation there around Cumberland and Furnace, northern Dixon County. And in fact, the Weather Service just notes that very likely a tornado there around Cumberland Furnace. So, yeah, pretty compelling velocity signature there on radar. Again, that storm is expected to pass north of Davidson County. Could come close to Joelton, but at the moment it appears that storm's going to go north of Davidson County. The one further to the south, been watching this one for a while now since it's crossed the Tennessee River. A little bit of a messy velocity signature there, but it is worth watching. That is a supercell that has plenty of room for inflow and energy down to the south, and it could evolve as it moves closer to us. So velocity's impressive there, but we'll get a better read on it as it gets a little bit closer to us. Let me turn my lightning data off on this so there's not red boxes all over the place that don't need to be up there. There we go. All right.
Andrew, that storm behind the tornado warning storm.
Yeah.
That one's getting its act together too. The one just south of New Johnsonville.
Yeah.
It's got a debris signature on it already.
A debris signature?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
That's a pretty high radar beam.
It is. I don't know why.
You're talking about it's not.
You see it?
Are you talking about south of McEwen?
No, I'm talking about south of New
it.
Johnsonville.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a little messy because the beam is so high. I'm not saying there is a tornado on the ground there. I'm saying that might be the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that. I see exactly what you're talking about now.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that radar beam. Well, it's only about 6,500 feet. I mean, that'd still be a strong tornado if it was
There's
on the
a
ground.
little bit of
lofting
side
debris
lobe
that high.
contamination coming on the radar, and it's not low enough to really say anything. But
Yeah,
if there is a tornado down, it's there's debris that's pretty high up in the air.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So-
Weather Service is noting that this storm up here, Cumberland Furnace, now does have a debris signature. And we see it here. If you look here on the bottom left, this is a debris signature tracker for, this is a probability of debris signature here product. And it's got a bullseye right here just north of Cumberland Furnace. So it's showing that there is debris here now. So I think they're going to bump that tornado warning up a notch to let those folks out there know that that thing is on the ground. And so we should see that polygon turn purple. And then, I'm as concerned as you are, David, about this one down here. This one down here in New Johnsonville, south of New Johnsonville, around the Tennessee River, is showing it's messy. It's real messy. But could be some debris in that one, too. That's hard
potential.
to tell.
It is. Just as it gets closer, we'll be able to see it better.
Yeah.
But that has, I think, a little bit more potential to get along and south of 40.
Yes.
Than the first one does. That's tornado warned south of McEwen.
Somebody asked here, what does it take for a tornado to be officially confirmed? Well, there are a couple of ways. One of them is this right here. So the Weather Service sees on radar that there is debris being lofted by this storm. So debris is reaching at least, the radar beam here is about 3,300 feet. So debris is being lofted at least that high by a circulation. So there are a few things we look for there to make sure that the debris is in the same place as a circulation on radar. So a few checklists you have to go through. But if all of that matches, then you might be looking at debris there. So pretty clear there you're seeing debris on the radar around Cumberland Furnace. That tells the Weather Service that thing's on the ground and it's producing damage. And so they make that a radar-confirmed tornado warning. Obviously, another way is if somebody sees it with their eyes, if there's a live camera that's on it, anything like that can help them put eyes and confirm that tornado. Otherwise, tornadoes are confirmed after they hit and are based on the damage they produce, and a storm survey is done to determine if it was a tornado. So technology's definitely gotten better to where you can make a pretty good guess at that while the tornado is occurring, but of course still has a long way to go. Let's back out a little bit. Let me go over here and just kind of show you where we are. Let's back out and get a sort of a general feel of what we got. So you see on the radar here, we got Nashville, we got Franklin, and we've got 2 tornado warnings. So you might be wondering why we're on right now. We generally don't come on YouTube Live unless there's a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning. But we are coming on to just make sure everything's working. We haven't been on here in a long time. We're just making sure things are working right, making sure the links work, making sure YouTube's working, all that stuff. So that is that's why we're on here early. So, but we are looking back to the west, and we're anticipating the storms getting here, and the storms down closer to the Tennessee River. If you can see my cursor at all, I know it's small, but back here down to the southwest, these would be the ones that would mostly impact areas around I-40 and maybe Williamson County as well. Even these down here toward Jackson would be the ones that would eventually make it up to Williamson County. So it could be a while before all of these come through. And then, even these tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings up here just to the west of Nashville, they'll probably impact more northern Davidson County than south of I-40. So we might be here a while, but we're going to watch this as it comes through, and just wanted to be out ahead of it to make sure everything is working right, and we'll follow it all the way through. So looks like the Weather Service says they're going to reissue the northern Dixon County tornado warning. And that's up there in the Cumberland Furnace area. If you know anybody up in the Springfield area, in Robertson County, or anybody over near Ashland City, Pleasant View in Cheatham County, that area there, kind of around I-24, that tornado looks like it has some teeth. And so we'll see where they redraw the new tornado warning. But that'll, anybody around Greenbrier, Springfield, maybe just north of Ashland City, Pleasant View, that area could see a tornado warning shortly. Somebody asked what the green triangles are. Those are hail indicators. So that's the algorithms in the software predicting what size hail would be possible in that storm. Thought we might be on for a while, guys. I brought some water.
Smart.
80 ounces, not 88 ounces. 80 ounces. If I go through that, I'm going to need a break. So, new tornado warning coming out now. This will be for Cheatham, Dixon, Montgomery, Robertson. So this will continue the tornado warning that's over in Montgomery and Cheatham now. This will continue it off to the east and northeast. So it should include Cheatham, Dixon, Montgomery, and Robertson here in just a moment. You'll see it pop up. So if you know anybody up there, give them a holler. Let them know that this is heading their way. There's the new warning now. It comes right up to the edge of Davidson County. So here's the new polygon now. You see the pink polygon. It comes right up to around Baxter Road in northwestern Davidson County. Davidson County is not included in this tornado warning. Davidson nor Williamson are included in the tornado warning right now. So this storm is expected to make it to the northwest of Davidson County. But if you know anybody up in Springfield and Greenbrier or Pleasant View, something like that, just let them know this is coming. Let's see. I'm going to check on an event that I'm helping with in Oak Hill. Make sure they're in good shape here. Make sure they know what's coming.
New timing for the one that's coming into Nashville looks like, I'm just about to send a tweet out if you want to check it, but
Okay.
looks like pretty much 4:30 to 5 is the time that tornado warned supercell should be into Nashville. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this into Twitter if you want to see. So it's Bell's Bend 432, Jolton 440, the Nation's 437, Vanderbilt 441, Nashville downtown 443, BNA 450, Madison 450, Baker's 450. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and send the tweet now. Updated ETAs. Is that link working, guys? Do we know?
The YouTube link? Yeah, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah. All right, I keep sending it, and I'm not looking at replies, so I keep pumping it. I just want to make sure I'm pumping the right one.
Eric is asking what the different color polygons mean. It's a good time to answer these questions before we get anything here in Davidson and Williamson. But the yellow polygons are severe thunderstorm warnings. The red polygons are tornado warnings. The pink or purple polygons, the magenta polygons, are tornado warnings that have an observed tornado in them, a confirmed tornado. So a step up from a regular tornado warning. Hope that helps. What happened?
I looked at replies and shouldn't have.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Get out of there.
It's a hot
The
mess.
collection of local Gomers who have Twitter accounts.
Yes.
Is
So
immense.
nobody watches the weather. Nobody watches local news for weather. I've never seen someone care so much about an Army Navy game ever.
Look,
That
as I wrote,
actually on the
I grew up
field.
on this game, and this
I
game
get
matters.
it. I did too.
This game matters. Like, my old man is,
Matters.
I think, surrounded by 200 other grads in Houston, Texas right now. And if they lose, it's gonna ruin his day and his weekend and maybe his year. So look, I get it. Anyway,
When did they test tornado sirens? It's the first Saturday of every month, right?
yeah.
Correct. Tyler asked about Ashland City. The tornado warned storm should pass northwest of Ashland City. If you were right there around town, it should pass, should cross Highway 12 almost to Montgomery County. New tornado warning now comes right up to the western edge of Davidson County. This is for the Dixon storm. And let's go ahead and add some, nope, that's not right. Let's do this right here. So if we had to add, again, Davidson County is not included in this, but if we had to give some ETAs, this is what we would do. So it has it getting to the county line at about 410, downtown Nashville around 420. And East Nashville around 425, and exiting Davidson County at about 430. So again, Davidson County not included in this tornado warning, but if it continues downstream, then we would be. So stay connected. This is for a storm that's west of Dixon, and if it comes into Davidson County still producing a tornado or rotation, it would be around the western edge of Davidson County around 410, downtown Nashville around 420, and exiting around 430. All right, so heads up, keep an eye out, everybody. This is, if you're in Davidson County, keep an eye on this one because this could affect a pretty big population area here in the next 30 minutes or so.
I'm still showing ETAs for Nashville between 4:30 and 5.
Based on the vectors of this new warning they just put out, it's showing about 420 downtown.
Is it? Okay. Let me back out here.
Anything for Cross Plains? Where's Cross? I've heard of that.
That is in Robertson
County. Yeah.
So yeah, there it is. Yeah, heads up for Cross Plains, but it'll be a little bit. You're not in the warning yet.
Oh, it's moving 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's hard.
Nerds. Okay. Sorry, nerds is a classic line from my mother. All right.
David, stay out of the replies.
I am.
All right, well, I'm going to leave the radar image up here. I'm going to take a quick break before these warnings get here. I'll be right back.
You and your 80 ounces of water.
I'm already having trouble. This is not a good sign. I'll be right back.
Well, let me fill the dead space. So we've got this. You see a bunch. If you're just tuning in, we're under a tornado watch till 7 o'clock. This is going to be only one round of storms. The purple box that you see drawn up there to the north is for a radar indicated / confirmed tornado that is going to go north of Davidson County. The box down below it, the red one that starts in Dixon and goes across from Ashland City to Pegram, is a new tornado warning that does not yet include Davidson County, Nashville. The ETA into the city will be as early as 4:20 p.m. So that's, in less than a half hour now. And it should be moving very quickly across Nashville at 60 miles an hour. So if you're in Nashville, you need to go ahead and end your trip wherever you're going and get into a safe place. If you live in a mobile or manufactured home and you have a place that you can go and a site-built structure and you want to take advantage of being in a safer place, go ahead and do that now because we're running out of time. We got 30 minutes left before this thing gets into West Nashville. And it may, the tornado may not form when it's here. Or it may maintain itself. So we need to stay on it, and we'll stay on this thing as it comes on through. These tornadoes can do what they call cycle, which means they can become a tornado, and then the tornado can lift, and then they can come back down. So that makes them somewhat difficult to warn. So I think it's the best thing for you to do is just be in a safe place. Remember your tornado safety. You want to be in the lowest level of your home or apartment or wherever you are. Put as many walls between you and the tornado as you can. Go ahead and charge your phones. Get your shoes on, because in the unlikely event that you are hit by a tornado, you're definitely not going to want to be barefooted or just run around in your socks. So there you go. That's for me. Andrew's back, and he's better at this than me.
That was great, David. That was really good. I was just gonna hold tight. I mean,
no. My voice and your voice, there's no difference. There's a huge difference.
Well, yeah, David's exactly right. So, if you're in Davidson County, especially, I would really be watching this upstream and be ready to take action if you need to here in the next 20 to 30 minutes for the storm coming out of Dixon. And also, we're watching another storm that's down around Waverly, just south of Waverly, that could follow it. Now, we don't know how it'll behave once, time it gets here. The ingredients are pretty good outside right now. We've got plenty of shear here toward Nashville. And so there is some compelling evidence to say that these will maintain their strength as they come into town. But we're gonna have to watch it. We're just like we've been saying, we're taking it scan by scan, just watching them individually as they come in, and gonna just see how they behave. But be ready to take shelter in Nashville and Davidson County if things change here in the next little bit. And we're included in a warning. So let's go over to this radar here. Let's just kind of look and see. Some are asking about the purple. Yeah, that just means there was a confirmed tornado up there in Cheatham County and Robertson County. That has since weakened. It doesn't look quite as not seeing quite as much of a quite as much evidence that thing's still on the ground up there, but at least there for a time it was. So these red warnings here back to our southwest around Dixon. This is sort of a base level tornado warning. It's a radar indicated tornado that's up just north of Dixon. And let's look at the velocity data and see. This is kind of where we're talking about. So you see where these blues here are up next to some weaker greens, some darker greens. And this is where, if we had some rotation, this is where it would be. And it's been a little hard to read because it's been far away. It's getting a little bit closer. And so we'll see what it does with time. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're just waiting to see how it's gonna do when it gets here toward Davidson County, and the Weather Service will have to make a decision on whether to extend the tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning into Davidson County, or whether they let it go and the thing falls apart and weakens. So. that's where we are. Williamson County down to the south, not much going on down there. The storms for Williamson County are going to be more back here toward Lexington and Henderson County and Chester County, moving to the northeast. So we might be dealing with storms for quite a while, is basically the point of this. Looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning. Is that a new severe thunderstorm warning that comes right up to the Davidson County border? Is that new, or has that been there?
No, it's...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. It's showing up on one radar, but not the other. So here we go. This one's showing
I
it.
turned off my camera.
Severe thunderstorm warning that now include... Well, it comes right up to Davidson County. So
Thanks, Ben.
a lot of colors here. A lot of colors. Let's break it down. So the yellow boxes here are severe thunderstorm warnings. That comes right up to Davidson County. The red boxes are tornado warnings, and that one also comes right up to Davidson County for the storm just north of Dixon. The purple box up here is a confirmed tornado. At least it was confirmed back earlier. That will pass to our northwest. Not concerned about that for Nashville. That storm will pass to our northwest up toward Robertson County. The ones we're watching are the ones here in the yellow polygons and the red polygons, right here around Dixon County, and back toward back to the west toward Waverly and McEwen. Those are the storms we're watching to come into Davidson County here over the next 20 to 30 minutes, and then Williamson County later with these storms back just east of Jackson. All right, so a lot of colors there, but I hope that explains a little bit about where we are. And one of the important parts of a day like today is to know where you are on a map. So, maybe a good time to pull out your phone, hit the GPS icon on Google Maps or something, and just kind of figure, if you don't know where you are, figure out where you are, so that when a warning is issued, you know whether you're inside or outside the polygon. Are you in Fairview or are you in Whites Creek? If you don't know where you are, figure out where you are. That's going to be an important part over the next hour or so, is figuring that out.
To be clear, Williamson County is not out of any woods. You will be impacted with this line. So don't interpret the fact that we're talking about Nashville to exclude Wilco at all. Excellent. Yeah, Andrew, I was looking at this this storm, the tornado warned storm near Dixon. It's got a little bounded weak echo region, but I don't really see any clear evidence of tornado like we did with the earlier storms.
I'm with you on that.
But there's just way too much evidence to not warn it. Like, I'm not saying there shouldn't be a tornado warning. There absolutely should. It just doesn't look like the no-brainer tornado warning, like that horrible tornado that went northwest of Clarksville into Kentucky. That line is, there's tons of cloud-to-ground lightning strikes in there, which means there's plenty of CAPE and storm fuel to build that thing up. It's got a bounded weak echo region, which is usually an indication of a tornado, or it can be. But I just don't see any debris lofted, which frankly is encouraging. And usually if there's a tornado this time of year, sometimes if the leaves are off the trees and it goes through a rural area, it might be hard to see on radar. So the warning is absolutely needed and should be taken seriously, especially with all the confirmed tornadoes that we've had today. Radar is awesome, and there are parts of the radar technology that speak to the credibility of the warning, but there are some atmospheres and some storms that the radar just can't see definitively. So you always need to respect the tornado warning. The people who issue these warnings do not issue them lightly. They know that that's a huge interruption in your day, especially a couple weeks before Christmas. They do not issue them if they just think there might potentially be a 1% chance. They do it. They study these things, so you need to take them seriously. We take them seriously, and the failure to take them seriously could be tough. So, But it's just good news. It looks like most of the rotational stuff that has dropped tornadoes has been a little bit closer to the low, a little bit further north than us, which is encouraging. But I certainly don't like this environment. I don't like the shape of that storm. I don't like the little bit of gate to gate that's sitting in there, and with all the CG strikes in there. That could be evidence that this is a legit system. Sometimes in the winter, we don't get a lot of lightning, but we can get tornadoes. Here we're getting lightning. So looking underneath at the mesoanalysis, which is the atmosphere, the way it looks, and the ingredients that are present for the storm to come encounter with it, they're certainly conducive to tornadoes. So these are good warnings.
Yeah. I agree with that. So it looks like... so it looks like the area we're watching here is going to be along Highway 47 that goes from White Bluff to Charlotte. They're in Dixon County, and just there is some rotation there. It's not particularly strong. It's not particularly tight at the moment. So as that pushes east, if that wraps up, that's going to be where it looks like the Weather Service saying it looks like a tornado may be forming there in exactly where we're looking. And so I'm gonna pull up another radar as well so we can see that. So things may change here pretty quickly, okay? And we're gonna need to watch this. Let's see here if I can pull this up. Yeah, here's a different radar here. This is TBNA radar, and Weather Service is saying they could be seeing a tornado forming now on the northwest side of White Bluff. So we could see things change here pretty quickly over the next couple of minutes if that's the case. So if it continues to develop here northwest of White Bluff, that would be consistent with where this warning is, where it's pointed, and could impact western parts of Davidson County over the next 20 minutes. So stay plugged in, stay tuned.
Andrew, the storm on that it's moving east at 60 miles an hour, right?
Let me check the warning. East at 50.
East at 50. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So a lot of questions I'm seeing here just about, hey, can you talk about a certain place? Let me address that real quick. We can't really talk about everywhere, and we cover Davidson and Williamson counties. All right, so you're asking about like Hendersonville and places like that. If you're east of these storms, if you haven't gotten the storms yet, then they're still west of you and headed your direction. So we can't cover all of these places, especially if they're outside of Davidson and Williamson counties. But if you haven't gotten them yet, they're headed your way. And you can just see on the map here where you are. Here's Hendersonville. Here's Franklin, Nolensville, Smyrna, Greenbrier, Springfield. So just kind of pick out where you are and look and see where the storms are. All right, they're west of you, and so they're kind of moving your direction. So stay plugged in. Stay plugged in.
Man, getting lots of stuff about that tornado up in Clarksville.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the reports. Yeah, a lot of the reports that are coming in show significant damage that we typically see with long track tornadoes. There are numerous homes and businesses impacted in Clarksville, and I would expect that either later this afternoon or first thing this morning. First thing tomorrow, they're going to be surveyed.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow. By the time they get out there, it'll be dark.
But yeah, it'll be dark tonight. Yeah.
Okay, let me talk to Davidson County just a second. Davidson County, if you're in western Davidson County, central Davidson County, listen up. This storm out here in eastern Dixon County could be getting its act together.
It definitely is.
And as it gets its act together, we could have things changing really fast in that as a tornado wraps up. So if you're in Davidson County, be ready to act if a warning is issued. And by that, I mean be ready to go to the lowest level of your home or wherever you are, the lowest level, interior room, closet, or bathroom away from windows. So you'll want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And if you're in Davidson County, you need to think about that now as far as where you're going to go. Not saying that this is going to happen. I'm saying there is a storm that has a tornado warning with it right now in eastern Dickson County that's getting its act together. And before, it wasn't looking very impressive on the velocity scans, so on the wind scans of the radar, it was not looking as impressive. It's starting to look more impressive now, and it's getting closer to Davidson County. So the Weather Service will likely have to move on this as far as getting a warning out that would include Davidson County. When that happens, immediately go to the lowest level of your home or your business, wherever you are, and be away from windows, as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, get ready because it's coming. And it's just a matter of time before a warning is issued for Davidson County. All right, this thing's getting its act together. So let's go over to another radar here.
TBNA loves it, and so does the GR products.
So here's the Weather Service's radar right here. Not seeing debris being lofted yet, but we're going to have to watch that close. That thing's wrapping up pretty quick. All right, this is the TBNA radar out of Nolensville. TBNA thinks this thing is really wrapping up, and it's wrapping up pretty quick. All right, so Scottsboro, Bells Bend, Beeman Park, if you're near the old Fontenelle property, Bordeaux, downtown Nashville, Nations, you guys stay plugged in, all right?
If you're just getting on and you're new to tornadoes, you want to get into the lowest level of your room, of your structure. Put as many walls between you and the tornado as you can. Put on some shoes. If you got a helmet, put that on, even though it's goofy. Put it on. Especially if you've got kids, put any kind of helmet, a hockey helmet, a bike helmet, whatever you got. Put it on your kids. Make that normal. And you're going to need to act quickly if a warning is issued. It's almost certain we're going to get a warning, whether it's severe thunderstorm or tornado. So if you're out and about, this thing isn't going to blow over. This isn't going to. You need to go ahead and be in a structure that you can shelter from or shelter in, because this thing looks like a problem. See. Yeah, the end rod is really spiking on it. And I'm starting to get the first couple of CC drops here, Andrew.
Okay. Yep. That's
just north of White Bridge. White Bluff, not White Bridge. Yeah, we got a tornado debris signature for sure.
Yep.
We're going to need a tornado warning for Nashville.
I'm already taking power hits at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yep, tornado debris signature now. This is going to be just north of White Bluff.
There's a tornado rolling in tonight.
Tornado just north of, tornado warning now issued. So tornado warning now for, let's see, who all will that include? I just got an alert on my phone. Intense tornado signature now north of White Bluff in eastern Dickson County. Tornado warning now for Cheatham, Dixon, and Williamson. So this will be probably just the tip of Williamson. This tornado here is just north of White Bluff. It's confirmed. It's on the ground, and it's going to be moving to the northeast. So Scottsboro, heads up. You're not included in the warning yet, but the tornado back there in eastern Dickson County is on the ground. And, that warning for Williamson's for the storm back southwest of Dixon. All right, so we got two storms now to worry about.
Fairview, just south.
All right, so 2 storms now we're watching. One for Davidson County. One's going to be headed into western Williamson. So now's the time to pay attention. If you hadn't been paying attention yet, now's the time. So it looks like we have a tornado on the ground north of White Bluff, and that's going to be moving northeast and will primarily impact areas north of I-40. Well, it will impact areas north of I-40 in Davidson County as it moves east. Still got some time. Davidson County's not under a warning yet, but they're going to be pretty soon. And so that's so heads up in Davidson County over the next few minutes. So the second storm is back here around southwest of Dixon. This storm is looking like it's trying to wrap up, and that is going to I should probably show you all this, what I'm actually looking at. There you go. Second storm is back here southwest of Dixon, and that's going to be a storm that's wrapping up and is moving east and could impact Williamson County over around Fairview a little later. Probably will go just north, but we're going to have to watch that. Fairview is included in the tornado warning there. All right, so let's back out just a little bit. Let's look at what we have as a big picture. The big picture is an absolute mess of warnings. So they're doing a great job of warning these, but Davidson County is kind of surrounded here at the moment. So tornado warning up there in Robertson County, that should go north. And it looks like the tornado, really our strongest storm, looks to be this storm over here west of us in Ashland City, Cheatham County area, and that's going to be a confirmed tornado that is now on the ground doing damage. All right, so I'm going to switch over to a couple of different products here, and we have pretty strong signature here of a tornado that's going to be crossing State Route 250. I'm sorry, I don't know the road names out there, but it's State Route 250, and that's going to be coming right into Cheatham County here in just a minute. And Davidson County is going to be east of there, but not yet included in the... Well, there's the tornado warning for Davidson County, all right? So... here we go. New tornado warning now for Davidson County. This is going to be for a confirmed tornado that is entering Cheatham County now, and that is passing very near the Cheatham-Dixon County line now, and is going to be moving through Cheatham County pretty quick, and is going to be in Davidson County pretty soon. This warning is going to be basically from the 65 split, or I'm sorry, the 65 loop, 40 loop around downtown to the north. Somebody could mute that's banging around. That'd be great.
Yeah, my bad.
Thanks. So up around the old Fontenelle property, Beeman Park, Bells Bend, Joelton, all the way up to the Bakers and Goodlettsville area, Madison. So you folks need to take shelter, and I mean that. You need to take shelter. This tornado is confirmed out there around the Cheatham and Dixon County line. And so we see a tornado debris signature right here. It is lofting debris, and this tornado is on the ground, all right? So we're going to look, here's our tornado debris product that shows where the tornado debris is, and that is a pretty clear picture that's tornado debris now crossing into Cheatham County, moving to the northeast. So it'll impact areas around Scottsboro and Beeman Park here in the next that is straight to, or that'll go to the Beeman Park and Scottsboro area. Give me 15 seconds to type a text, and I'll be right back. All right. Back with you. Those of you in Davidson County are hearing sirens if you're inside the polygon. So if you are inside the purple polygon here, you are for sure hearing sirens if you're near one in Davidson County. So basically downtown Nashville over to Bells Bend, Beeman Park, Fontenelle, Joelton, to Goodlettsville, and Madison. You guys need to take shelter immediately. Lowest level of your home. or apartment, whatever you can. Just get as low as you can. You need to be away from windows. You need to be putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So interior room, closet, bathroom, all that is good. And put a helmet on. If you got one, put a helmet on. You know, you'll look kind of cheesy for a minute, but man, that really helps in situations like this. This is a confirmed tornado. The debris here is being picked up very well on the radar. So this is debris being lofted, and this is a probability of tornado debris signature product, and it is pinging out right at 100%. So very certain now we have tornado debris being lofted. They're just to the east of the Cheatham-Dixon County line, and that was as of about 4 minutes ago. So that's moved east a little bit over the past couple of minutes. Still confirmed debris on radar, the Weather Service says, and so we're going to see what that does as it moves east as far as the next radar scan. But if you're in Scottsboro, Beeman Park area, anywhere on the north or the western or northwestern sides of Davidson County, please take cover and be sure that you're on the lowest level of your home with as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and let this thing blow through. All right, let's check the tornado warnings that are also ongoing elsewhere. The storm just to the south of Dixon. Let's check that one real quick. Doesn't look nearly as ominous, but a tornado warning with it that includes Fairview, and we'll keep an eye on that as well. However, it doesn't look nearly as compelling as this one up here. That right there is a tornado signature on velocities. No doubt about it, that is a tornado signature on velocity data. This one down here doesn't look quite as compelling, but we're going to watch it as it moves through Dixon and approaches us here a little bit later. But this is our main concern right here, and this is a potential tornado now coming through Cheatham County, and it appears to be a confirmed tornado as it moves through Cheatham County. Still seeing debris here. That blue dot there, that is debris being lofted into the sky up about 2,000 feet, and mostly trees out there. It's a rural area, a lot of trees and hills. And let me back this debris signature up. You can see that debris dot. See how it appears? And it's moving northeast. So if you just draw a line, really northwestern Davidson County, so around Bells Bend, around Scottsboro. If you're in Scottsboro, you need to take cover now and be ready for this thing to blow through. And especially up around, I'm going to name a road here, Bull Run Road. If you're on Bull Run Road, or if you know anybody out that way in Davidson County along Bull Run, this thing's really headed right for Bull Run Road. All right, and that's right around the Beeman Park area, around the old Fontenelle property, Whites Creek. So that's where this is headed. So heads up if you're in Goodlettsville, if you're around Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, the Dry Creek, Union Hill Road area, Ivy Point, Bakers, Luton's, Joelton. Everybody up there north of downtown needs to be aware of this and needs to go ahead and take cover and be ready for this to come through over the next little bit. Very clear indications of debris being lofted with this tornado. Will, are we getting any reports out of there?
We are not getting any reports from this severe or this tornado warning that is west of Bells Bend. Still in a pretty rural area. I would imagine that when it gets close to more populated areas around Highway 12, Lewis's Market, that kind of area right there close to Briley, we'll start getting some reports.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Hearing people talk about sirens going off, that's good, right? So a lot of northern Davidson County we'll have sirens going off right now, exactly like they should.
Yeah, and one thing to mention, if they stop, it's not because the threat is over. It's because they do them in a rotation. So if they stop sounding, which they will, when they stop sounding, it doesn't mean necessarily that the threat is over. Okay, so they go in like 3 or 10 minute rotations or something. So just kind of wait for this thing to move through before venturing out. All right, this thing's still back to our west. Okay, so tornado warning for Davidson County, basically from downtown to the north. And this is going to be for a tornado that's on the ground, it's doing damage, and it's lofting debris in central Cheatham County, just south of Ashland City. And in fact, let me just go to let me go to velocity, and I'll just point it out to you. So here it is, south of Ashland City. This is your tornado right here. It's moving through central Cheatham County, and will be pushing into western Davidson County here before too long. And that's going to be coming into areas around Beeman Park. It's going to be around Scottsboro, Bells Bend, the old Fontanelle property, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, Chesapeake, Good Pasture Christian School, Madison, Amqui, Rivergate Mall, Goodlettsville. All of those areas there north of downtown are on the 24-65 split. Heads up, this tornado's on the ground, and it's headed your way. If it doesn't lift, it's going to be headed your way, or at least the storm is, over the next little bit. So that's what we're dealing with now. We got a tornado debris signature still apparent on radar. It's approaching Highway 249 or State Route 249. I don't have the road names out here. I just got the highway numbers out there in Cheatham County, but that's around 249 and crossing, moving pretty much east or northeast. It's trying to move right just a little bit, but still generally northeast, east-northeast as it pushes toward Davidson County. The tornado warning down for Williamson County has been canceled. That storm is not as impressive anymore, and that tornado warning was canceled. Williamson County, you are out of the tornado warning now for Fairview. That thing is gone. We'll keep an eye on other storms that move in a little bit later, but for now, certainly the most active storm is right here around moving into Davidson County in the next few minutes. And still a tornado debris signature being shown here, approaching State Route 249 and also River Road there in Cheatham County. And so it'll be near the Cumberland River in western Davidson County. If you're in Davidson County on the west side, somewhere near the Cumberland River, around River Road, Highway 251, which I think is River Road there. Scottsboro, Bells.
Yes.
Good, thank you. Scottsboro, Bells Bend, Old Hickory Boulevard up near, I think there's a sod farm and stuff like that up there around Scottsboro and Old Hickory Boulevard, kind of up that way. That's where this tornado will approach first before it moves into deeper into Davidson County. So there is another ongoing tornado up around Robertson County. That's up there in Robertson. This one down here in Cheatham County is going to be the one that will affect Davidson County, though. But they do apparently have power flashes and kind of a mess up there around Springfield. So if you do know someone in Springfield, they need to take cover immediately in Springfield with that going on. But this one down here is that's a really messy velocity signature, but that's only because of some noise in there. Still pretty clearly see the tornado there around State Route, or Sam's Creek Road, I think is the name of that. Sam's Creek Road. All right, so let's talk about Davidson County again. Let me go back here. And if I'm missing something, guys, let me know. But
well, yeah. So what I was going to mention, Andrew, I know that area pretty well where that's coming through. So if you're on your way out to, out towards Ashland City through there, right, anywhere around Highway 12, there is that Regions Bank off River Road and Sam's Creek. There's a Dollar General right there, close to the WMA. That whole area, that's where you need to be sheltered for sure.
Totally. Do this here.
I was a little concerned that this might be a little bit of a right mover. which would bring it inside the Briley Parkway loop. So I'm just waiting to see what it does.
It looked like it was there for a second.
Yeah, and it's also looking a little bit less defined, but
It
the
is.
debris signature is still up. So I'm just, knock on wood, really need this thing to lift before it gets to Scottsboro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do. This thing
That's
this
right.
thing could lift before it enters Davidson County. We hope it does, but it's getting awfully close. Excuse me, to the Davidson County border. Scottsboro still a heads up for you. If it doesn't go through Scottsboro, it's going to be really close, just on the roads, just right there outside of town. Beeman Park, John C. Toon Airport should go north of John C. Toon unless it takes a hard right. But we think right at the moment it looks like it'll miss John C. Toon Airport north of Bell's Bend. So again, for Davidson County, if you're in Davidson County north of downtown, go ahead and take shelter. Be there for a little bit. Wait for this thing to blow through. The storm's really wrapped up. It's got a lot of energy with it. It's very, very much wrapped up, and has a lot of rotation with it, and is on the ground, and at least is lofting debris, still lofting debris, maybe a little bit weaker now, but it certainly has been on the ground now for several minutes, and continues to do damage there west, just west of the Davidson Cheatham County border, moving into Davidson County here very shortly. So, yeah, it looks a little bit less defined than it did, and we hope it lifts. So we need this tornado to lift before it comes into Davidson County, but it's going to be close.
Right there
So-
off Highway 12 there.
Yeah.
It's about to cross Highway 12 here in a second.
Yeah, there's like some industrial areas. Right as you go into Cheatham County on Highway 12 toward Ashland City, there's an industrial area right there, right as you go into Cheatham County. And that's right where this is, just across the river.
Now,
So-
Andrew, let's talk about the path of this one. This looks
Sure.
to be about 5 miles north of where the 2020 tornado went.
Yep.
So if this continues, and I'm not saying you're fine, but it looks like downtown, looks like Germantown, looks like 5 Points, East Nashville are going to miss this tornado. This tornado looks like it's going on a path from, kind of going right across town, but it looks like this one's path is going to be a little bit further north than that 2020 tornado. But I'm not sure about that yet because the thing's not even in the county yet, and it could turn right. I don't know that it will, but if you're along Briley Parkway, the north side of the Briley Parkway loop, right along there, I think is a good rule of thumb for where this thing is. And here in this last scan, it looks like it's turned right even a little bit more, Andrew.
Yeah.
This thing might actually get into Haines. It might get into Bordeaux. It could get over to Talbot's Corner. It could hit Skyline Hospital, right in there. So if you're along or near the Briley Parkway north, the north side that runs from kind of Opryland over until it makes that hard left, if you're going around the city counterclockwise, that's the area that we're worried about.
Yes, absolutely. So tornado appears to be ongoing here, crossing into Davidson County. This is right there. Actually, it's crossing the county line right there at Highway 12, coming out of Scottsboro, between Scottsboro and Ashland City. So if you are in Scottsboro, you're almost out of time as to be able to have time to get to your safe place. Do it right now. Right now, get into your safe place. Lowest level, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Interior closet or bathroom, Scottsboro. Get there now, because this tornado, however strong it is, looks to come very, very close, if not through Scottsboro in the next couple of minutes.
Scottsboro, Haines, Bordeaux, Fontenelle.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to just skirt right by John C. Toon, right? Just north of the path from 2020. You're right.
Yeah. So it looks to stay south of Beeman Park, but really between Bells Bend and Beeman Park. Highway 12, I mean, anywhere along Highway 12 looks to be a dangerous spot right now. And then it'll be approaching. If it stays on the same path and it doesn't lift, it's going to be approaching the Briley Parkway Loop. It may come inside the Briley Parkway Loop. We're very close to it there on the north side of downtown. So let me back out just a little bit here, and let me show everybody where this is. You need to know where you are on the map, okay? So know where you are. If you're in Madison, if you're in downtown Nashville, I believe you would know if you were there. But if you're in Joelton, if you're in Goodlettsville, if you're in Franklin, just know where you are right now. And that way, when you look at this map, you know where you are in relation to the tornado warning and the tornado as we talk about individual spots like the Briley Parkway Loop. That's this right here, this yellow line, if you can see my cursor, that kind of goes around the north and the west sides of town. This is that Briley Parkway Loop. And this is the Ashland City exit, Ashland City Highway, Highway 12 exit. That is the Ashland City Highway exit there on Briley Parkway. All right, so that's it's headed that direction. So hopefully it lifts. Hope it does. But we're gonna watch and see what it does. But if you're around the old Fontenelle property, Whites Creek, Haynes, Bordeaux, Metro Center, Chesapeake, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, Good Pasture Christian School area, Madison, Amqui, Rivergate, you guys heads up. It's going to go north of the Nations, and it's going to go north of like the 440 loop, like Berry Hill, Oak Hill, Belmead. This storm will go north of you. But we'll watch for later storms that come through. But right now, y'all are in good shape.
I think it's going to run right along the north side of Briley Parkway.
Yeah, looks like it's right on a Briley Parkway, and it looks like it's decoupled a little bit. So
yeah, it doesn't look as strong in the last scan.
Yeah,
that's
right. So hopefully the thing's roped out and.
Well, it looks like the storms on the north side of it might be starting to drop down and take it away.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they can't form another one right out in front of that line. So just because this circulation is the one that's warned doesn't mean a new one will form, or doesn't mean a new one won't form.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So these things, they can we call this cycling. And so another tornado could form right out ahead of it here on the east side of it, right around the Briley Parkway loop, just right out ahead of this storm. So could get another tornado right there. You just really don't know. We got to watch the each velocity signature that comes in. But right now it looks like it's decoupled just a little bit. Still could be on the ground, no doubt about that. Still could be on the ground and still could be producing damage, but it doesn't look quite as strong as it did just a few minutes ago. If it's on the ground, it's probably right there around Bull Run Road and Old Hickory Boulevard on the north side of Highway 12. That'd be my best guess. But anywhere, y'all know how this works. Anywhere inside this purple polygon means you're fair game for this thing. You need to take cover. But if I had to guess, I think it's probably right there around the Pecan Valley, Old Hickory Boulevard, Bull Run Road area. Kind of between, or right there around Ashland City Highway. Really right there around Scottsboro.
Yeah.
Weather Service says they're still seeing a tornado debris signature there, and I believe them. So
I mean, I see it too.
I see it there. It's there. It's there. So right here we can see, so just north of Scottsboro, you see this right here. That's a tornado debris signature. It's still producing damage. It's at least still lofting debris. And it's into the trees or into the buildings or something there and lofting some debris. That's right around Bull Run and really right there between Bull Run and Ashland City Highway, Pecan Valley Road. So new radar scan there. Let's see. We may have lost a debris signature in that last scan. Hopefully we did. Somebody asked there about the Springfield tornado. Yeah, it's moved through Springfield and actually headed up toward Cross Plains and Orlinda. All right. So the way these sirens work in Davidson County, if you're not in the warning, you're not going to hear sirens. All right, that's the way they've designed it. So those of you in Green Hills complaining you're not hearing the sirens, it's because you're not in the warning. So that's the way it works. So those of you up here inside the tornado warning are the ones that will get the alerts here. At least hope you do. And so up near Beeman Park, Scottsboro, Briley Parkway Loop, that's where this tornado is. And right here, this is the most concerning part of the rotation here. It's going to be just crossed Old Hickory Boulevard, headed towards Sulphur Creek Road, and really headed right there towards Briley Parkway. And I'm going to see if I can get us a camera pulled up here.
That Midtown camera. Do we still have that?
I've got a camera. I'm gonna pull it up here. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Here is the Briley Parkway camera. This is going to be right there where the circulation's going. All right, so this is Briley Parkway, Ashland City Highway, and it's going to be crossing Ashland City Highway here in just a moment. So we're going to see what happens here. Of course, a lot of lightning there. Wind has really picked up. Wind is roaring pretty good right there. And let's see what it does as it crosses. I'm going to watch radar off screen here, and let's see what crosses here. So we're looking at Briley Parkway. This is Briley Parkway that you see here. And the circulation should pass. I can't tell if we're looking north or south. I think we're looking north. So that circulation should be right in front of this camera.
David, did you see Paul's text?
Yeah, I'm sending a tweet right now.
All right, so again, we're looking here at the Briley Parkway TDOT camera. This is north of Ashland City Highway, and I believe we're looking north here, and we're looking for any sort of a circulation as it crosses Briley Parkway. And so we're going to stay with this for a little bit and see if we see any kind of circulation. Certainly a lot of, man, look at those trees, man. Certainly a lot of RFD here on the backside of the circulation. Yeah, a lot of wind there. Look at that.
Wow.
So you're looking here at the TDOT camera at Briley Parkway. And it looks like
Looks like it's starting to regain its structure too, Andrew.
Yeah, it does. It does. So let's let's recap a little bit. Tornado warning continues for Davidson County. This is going to be for right around the Briley Parkway area on the north side of downtown. So we're looking here at right here around the northwest tip of Briley Parkway around Davidson County. That's where the strongest circulation here is right now. Weather Service says they believe that this tornado is ongoing. And here's another view of that storm right there. This is Briley Parkway as the worst of it comes through there. And can't really see a lot through all the rain, but that's where this is. So this is Briley Parkway at Clarksville Pike. And if you drive this way, you know there's a lot of hills and a lot of trees out there. So could be hard to get some solid reports, but we're checking the video here to see what we see as that comes through there, up there around the Briley Parkway loop. So this is headed toward the Chesapeake area, the Good Pasture Christian School area, Cedar Hill Park, maybe as far south as Talbot's Corner, and I don't think maybe as far south as Metro Center, but should stay north of there. Inglewood, Madison, and Amqui. If you're in Madison especially, heads up. This thing could be headed for you here over the next few minutes. So heads up with that. We're going to watch this camera too. I'm going to pull up. This is going to be Whites Creek Pike at Briley Parkway. We're going to be watching this one pretty closely over the next few minutes. All right, so new tornado warning now for, this is going to be for Davidson County, Sumner, and Wilson. So let's back out a little bit, and that'll pop up on our radar. And so if you are in Madison, get to your safe place. Chesapeake, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, Amqui, all the way down to Inglewood. Get to your safe place immediately. Lowest level of your home, business, or apartment, whatever you can do there is good. Getting to the lowest level and getting as far away as you can away from windows, and that's the best thing you can do. So lowest level away from windows, and also putting as many walls.
Oh, wow. Briley at Clarksville Pike, Andrew.
On a camera or what?
Yeah. You're seeing some debris blow across, sheeting rain. Pretty gnarly.
Definitely those in Old Hickory too. There,
It's called Briley at Clarksville Pike, mile marker 21.2.
Oh, okay, got
Camera
it.
129W.
Got it. All right, yeah. Here's this is a camera there. I'm gonna go.
The same spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go east of this camera. I'll be. Whew, man, yeah, a lot of blowing rain there. I'm going to go to a different camera here. So, tornado warning remains in effect for northern Davidson County. If you're around Fontenelle, Chesapeake, looks like the circulation now is approaching I-24. So it's going to be around I-24 very soon. In fact, I'm going to go on over there and pull up the Briley Parkway to I-24 camera, and that may give us a good view of it here in just a second. So this is, let's see here. Pull up Briley Parkway. I-24 west of Briley Parkway is the camera we're going to watch here for a little bit. And it should be there pretty soon. Got some emergency equipment heading that way. So again, this is I-24 west of Briley Parkway. And we're going to keep an eye on this. Things should pick up here in just about a minute or so. Things will pick up and get pretty gnarly there. All right, so I'm looking at radar and watching the circulation. Circulation now appears to be around I-24 and around Chesapeake, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park. It will be approaching the Goodpasture Christian School area, Madison, Amqui, and probably south of Rivergate. But we'll keep an eye on it. And there it is. There is your rain that just arrived there. The wind has picked up very strong there. Haven't seen any power flashes, not too many power lines up that way, but man, look how that changed in a matter of about 15 seconds. Very strong winds there, and that's some leaf debris there blowing. Yeah, that's.
Oh man,
there it is. So circulation's right there. There it is.
Wow.
There it is, crossing east of I-24. The circulation just crossed I-24, and is now pushing towards Skyline Village. It's about to cross over Brick Church Pike. It's crossing Brick Church Pike right now, and Cedar Hill Park, and we'll be crossing Highway 41 here in just a minute. Davidson Academy, Skyline Village, Skyline Hospital, Goodpasture Christian School. That's right where this is, and let me show you right here on the radar where this. We're going to break away for just a second, and here's your circulation on radar. Go east with it just a little bit. It's crossed I-24, and it's right here around Brick Church Pike. All right, so that's right where the circulation is. We're going to follow this over with cameras over to I-65. It'll be there in just a few minutes, and so we'll follow it over that direction. I'm going to go over to Old Hickory Boulevard and the Madison exit on I-65. We'll hang out there, and we'll rejoin a camera when it gets over that direction, all right? So here's where we are. Let's zoom out. Tornado warnings continue for Davidson County north of downtown Nashville, up toward Fontenelle and toward Chesapeake and Skyline Village and Cedar Hill Park. You guys right now need to be in your safe place. We watched the circulation cross I-24 just a moment ago, and the circulation is pretty strong, and the Weather Service says it may have lifted, but it's right there around I-24. This is what we saw just a moment ago. This wind here is coming in at 88 miles an hour, crossing Brick Church Pike, and it's registering on radar at 88 miles per hour. And so that will be at the Old Hickory Boulevard and I-65 area here in just about a minute. And so we're going to watch that camera, see how it impacts that area. We've got that up right here. So this is the Old Hickory Boulevard and I-65 camera, and don't know whether it will go south or north of this camera, but we're going to watch it and see how it impacts that place. But if you are around the Cedar Hill Park, Dickerson Pike, let's see, Old Hickory Boulevard, I-65 area, then you are in the direct path of this circulation. Whether it has lifted or not, it's going to be some really strong winds. Radar pinging about 88 miles an hour, and we saw that on the camera here just a minute ago as it crossed I-24. We saw winds that were definitely pinging that strong on the camera. We saw some leaf debris and some tree debris and such up there. So that is, here come the strong winds up there. You can see it starting to pick up on the camera. Might not be able to tell much from this, but we're going to watch it anyway.
TBNA is really messy. It's kind of lost it at this point.
Looks like we lost the camera up there at Old Hickory Boulevard.
I mean, it's still pretty tight on the southeast side of Skyline Village over near Belshire Drive. Yeah. If you're in Madison, between Madison and Rivergate, you need to be in shelter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, can you tweet that?
Already done.
It looks like to me this thing is still pretty tight, and the circulation is pretty tight here. Now this was from about 4 minutes ago, so it's now going to be east of Dickerson Pike, right there around 65 and Old Hickory Boulevard, and so it looks like Weather Service is saying this will eventually track into Sumner County, but the tornado appears to still be on the ground. Little tough to tell. Not seeing a lot of debris. Debris signatures are pretty messy here. So little.
And I haven't gotten any debris reports. I haven't gotten any damage reports.
Okay.
Nothing.
So
hopefully that's because people are in their safe place.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So everybody up there around I-65, Dickerson Road, Amqui, Madison, Rivergate, all the way over to Old Hickory, Lakewood. You guys need to be in your safe place for sure. This is getting into a really bad place for the radar. There's a lot of hills up here, and there's a lot of noise up here on the radar images frequently. So it's going to be a little tough to
Andrew,
see
I switched to Fort Campbell. I don't see any. I don't see any debris at all. But the NROT is going crazy. Check that. I do see a debris signature now, according to the Hopkinsville radar.
All right, I'm on
it. This is concerning. Y'all, this tornado is between Madison and Rivergate right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's
tornado debris
locked
signature
in the
there.
air.
Yeah. All right. This is on the Hopkinsville radar. There is debris being lofted coming into Amqui. All right. Madison, Amqui, and over to the Cumberland River. You guys need to be in your safe place. Rivergate Mall, Gallatin Road. Anybody along Gallatin Road, Madison, Amqui, Rivergate Mall, the thing has probably already crossed there, but you need to be in your safe place now. Lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You need to put on shoes and a helmet, anything you can do to protect yourself. Right there between Amqui, Madison, Rivergate Mall, Old Hickory, Lakewood, on over into Sumner County into Hendersonville. If you're on the peninsula in Hendersonville, you need to take cover now. You don't need to wait. You need to do it now. This tornado is showing a debris signature here in Davidson County, just east of Cedar Hill Park, and that's new. That just showed up, that just showed up in the past few minutes. That debris signature. So it appears that if it wasn't on the ground, it's back on the ground in Davidson County, causing damage around Amqui, Gallatin Road, and right there approaching the Cumberland River. They're east of Gallatin Road, and so that's where this tornado is right now. So tornado appears to be on the ground, causing damage, lofting debris up to 2,800 feet. We lost the cameras up that way. Power is out apparently, or we at least lost the signal there at Old Hickory and 65. right there just west of Madison. So no access to cameras there. We lost those right before it hit. But it appears here that we have a tornado on the ground around Amqui moving east. Let's see. How old is this radar data? 4 minutes. So hopefully we get a new scan here pretty quickly.
The debris signature has increased in size and height.
Yep, there it is.
It's at Rivergate right now, and it's moving into Hendersonville. If you're in Hendersonville, take shelter immediately.
Shoot. Okay, so let's drill down just a little bit here. Here's your debris signature. This white area is debris being lofted. That's just around Gallatin Road between Amqui and Rivergate Mall. And this is going to cross very close to Old Hickory Dam. Right there along Gallatin Road and Rivergate and all those businesses along Gallatin Road, Old Hickory Dam, and then coming right into Hendersonville. So if you know somebody in Hendersonville or if you're in Hendersonville, please get to shelter, get to safety, lowest level of your home, into your room, closet, or bathroom, and do it now. Don't wait to do it. Do it now. Don't wait till you hear it, and don't wait till you go outside and see it. Please do it now. So if you're in Rivergate or in Madison or Amqui, significant tornado appears to be ongoing there, and that is heading toward Hendersonville, and it's crossing, looks like it crossed Gallatin Road near Anderson Lane, according to the Weather Service, and it is approaching Old Hickory Dam and coming into Hendersonville. So I'll say it again, Hendersonville, if you are not in your safe place, please do it now and don't wait for any more confirmation that this is ongoing. I'm telling you, there's a tornado on the ground west of Hendersonville and a likely large tornado headed for Hendersonville. Let's pull up.
Andrew, look at the replies from the Ruby Birds. It looks like somebody snapped it on the T-Dot cam.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tornado on the ground.
Yes, tornado on the ground now.
Yes, there's that 65 south of Vietnam. That's the camera I'm looking at now, but they have spun it around since that photo was taken. A lot of these cameras are down.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So
do we have the Gallatin camera?
I don't have it pulled up, Will. If you want to pull that up, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to do it.
I'll see if I can do it.
So here's what we have going on. If you're just coming in here, it looks like a tornado crossing the Cumberland River near Old Hickory Dam, moving into Hendersonville. This looks like the real deal, guys. This looks like a tornado that is producing damage and is crossing very near the Old Hickory Dam, maybe just downstream of the Old Hickory Dam, and is crossing, going to cross Gallatin Road here very shortly, coming into Hendersonville. So hate to see this, but there's a lot of population there in Hendersonville, and so if you know anybody up there, please tell them to take cover now and not to wait. Don't wait on this. Don't wait on it. There is a tornado on the ground, and it's west of Hendersonville, about to move through town. Looks like it's going to go north of the peninsula. It's about to cross Gallatin Pike, and we'll cross Gallatin Pike just right there around Hendersonville, between Rivergate Mall and Hendersonville, coming right into town. So this is not a good situation, guys. So not a good situation at all. So if you have any reports, please send those to us using hashtag TSpotter on Twitter. That's one of the best ways to get reports to us is hashtag TSpotter on Twitter, and we'll get those reports to the Weather Service. The Weather Service is taking reports as quickly as they can. They're staying very much in tune to this and are very concerned about what's coming through Hendersonville right now. So get us reports if you can do that safely. Let us know what has come through where you are, if there has been damage, and we will get that over to the Weather Service. So what we're looking at here is a tornado ongoing between Rivergate Mall and Hendersonville. Looks like it is coming into Hendersonville now. This data is about 4 minutes old, and so I would expect that this is coming right through Hendersonville right now. All right, so let's back out just a little bit. The tornado warning for Davidson County will be expiring as this tornado moves into Sumner County. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But this tornado appears to be crossing into. There it is. New radar scan. Tornado appears to be crossing into Sumner County now, coming into Hendersonville, and it doesn't look great. So really hate to see that debris being lofted like that. But again, we'll say it again. If you're in Hendersonville or even further downstream, if you're up in Gallatin, heads up. This thing's coming. So that's what we have going on right now. National Weather Service is issuing a tornado emergency for Hendersonville. This is the highest level of tornado warning that we can get, and it's a tornado emergency for Hendersonville. Please take cover now if you're up there in Sumner County. If you're particularly in Hendersonville or just east of Hendersonville, please take cover now. Lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, or bathroom is best. But whatever you do, don't get stuck making decisions. You just need to act. And you need to do it right now. Don't wait. You need to act now. Don't get hung up on decisions. You need to make your decision on where you need to go, and you need to do it now and get there. Wear a helmet and shoes if you can. Pretty big tornado there, it appears, coming through Hendersonville. This is an extremely dangerous tornado. The Weather Service says everyone in southwestern Sumner County should take cover immediately. This is a tornado emergency for Hendersonville. Looks like it's staying pretty close to Gallatin Road, guys. Looks like to me. Will, do we have any reports coming in for Davidson?
We do not. Lots of people say they're, some reports, the 3700 block of Dickerson Pike. Let's see. It's the only one I see right now. Nothing really reportable so far.
Okay. This polygon that you see here is a polygon you really don't ever want to see on our software, and this is a polygon that indicates a tornado emergency. It's the highest level of tornado warning that the Weather Service can issue, and it is for Hendersonville, a potentially catastrophic tornado now coming through Hendersonville and moving eventually on to Gallatin. And that is a tornado emergency there. I'm going to switch back over to the Weather Service radar. I don't know if it's any better, guys. Is it improved some?
It is really close to the cone of silence. You're going to want to go up a tilt.
Okay.
If you go up a tilt, you can see it hooked out.
Yeah.
But very tight gate to gate.
Will, is there
any?
Have you pulled up the Gallatin camera at all?
Yeah, I'm working on that at the moment. Actually,
okay. This may have a good view of it, and if it does, I'm going to share your screen. But this is the Weather Service says there is a strong to violent tornado moving across Hendersonville right now, currently just north of the downtown center of Hendersonville. Now we know this has moved into Sumner County, but we're going to stick with this because. We gave it to Sumner County, so we're going to stick with it, and it came through Davidson first, but this is a serious situation, and I am not going to bail off of a video with a tornado emergency just northeast of us. A lot of friends in Hendersonville, and we want to stay with this and make sure that anybody who happens to be watching up there, or if you know somebody that's watching, or know somebody that lives up that way, rather, around just east of Hendersonville up toward Gallatin, please let them know that this is going on, and let them know that if they just happen to have not gotten alerts, which I'm sure they have, but don't take that for granted. We do not want to hear any of these news stories that come out and say that it came out of nowhere and there was no warning. There's plenty of warning. So let them know that there is this tornado, a strong to violent tornado moving across Hendersonville right now in the middle of town and is pushing to the east. So we're looking here at the Weather Service radar. Let me see. TBNA is no use right now. at all. Get a drink of water real quick. All right, new radar scan should come in here in just a second on velocities. This is clearly a strong tornado. It appears to be traveling right on Gallatin Road or very close to it. Here's our new velocity scan. Looks like maybe just north of Gallatin Road. Ah, goodness, I have friends up this way. Moving very close. I can't remember the name of the golf course. Is a golf course right there on Gallatin on East. Well, it's East Main Street there. Vietnam Vets. It's kind of right between. Looks like the tornado is between Vietnam Vets and Gallatin Road.
Yeah, so power flashes being reported.
Right there in Hendersonville, I guess. All right, yeah, you see this hook here. The tornado is right here at the bottom of this. So right there around, in fact, I think is there a medical center right there? That's right there around this exit, Vietnam Vets, where it intersects with Gallatin Road there east of Hendersonville.
Yeah, so that's like Center Point Road, I think is right in there.
Yeah.
That's where my buddy Guy Alfieri has that car lot. Car Smart is right there. There's a big Dodge's gas station right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, very populated, commercialized area.
This tornado is heading straight for Gallatin. If you're in Gallatin, please take cover and don't wait. If you know somebody in Gallatin, if you live here in Nashville and you're still watching and you know somebody up in Gallatin, please don't wait to call them and let them know. Do that right now. And that way, that just in case they have missed all of these warnings that have come out on this, please give them a heads up. Tell them to get to the lowest level of their home, interior closet or basement, something like that is the best. This is a supercell, guys. This thing, I mean, clearly is out ahead, kind of on its own here. Not a part of the line of storms. This is a supercell, kind of just right out ahead of it. And it's riding right along Gallatin Road, Highway 31E, and going to be tracking right into Gallatin here over the next few minutes. So here are some ETAs for this thing, Gallatin 508. So here in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and Red Boiling Springs after that around 6 o'clock, Lafayette. So this thing, if it doesn't lift, it's gonna just keep trucking right through Sumner County and head on into up there toward Macon and Trousdale counties here in just a little bit. So. Davidson County now has officially been removed from the tornado warning. So here's the revised polygon here. You see the flashing polygon that is does not include Davidson County now. So, but it does include very much so Sumner County. Let's look just back to the west here real quick just to see what else is going on. A lot going on here. And so we do have some unwarned storms that are below severe limits. And that's going to be some, for these storms coming into Nashville and Williamson County here for the next little bit. And they are non-severe, except for the ones way back down to the southwest. That's going to be around Centerville, Lobelville, Linden, and Hohenwald. And we'll watch and see if those hold together the way that they are. If they do hold together, they would be up here into Williamson County here around 5:15 or so, or something like that. So maybe 5:30. So we'll watch those, see if any warnings need to be extended into Davidson or Williamson counties. But right now, I just I hope everybody in Gallatin has taken shelter. And Will, just let me know if you happen to find that. Well, that camera, it's going to be socked in on that camera. You probably won't be able to see it. Because that camera's up there north of town in the rain. Man, I'm still taking power hits. I'm taking power hits. That's amazing. I could take power hits at my house in eastern Williamson County from storms that are up this way.
You can see it on my phone here, Andrew, but it's just nothing but a sheet of rain on my camera.
Yeah, sure is.
So now, coupled with it being dark, normally I think a daylight event that camera would have a great view of what we're seeing. But
yeah,
not
I agree.
in the rain, not in the dark.
Let me look and see where the Gallatin steam plant is, because that's where a lot of our power comes from.
It's near this, yeah.
Let's see here. Let me look at it on my camera. Oh, I see. It's kind of southeast of Gallatin. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out. Well, I'm taking significant power hits at my house. I'm here on the east side of Williamson County. This is what happened when this is what happened in the 2020 tornado as well. Even with the tornado went through Nashville, I was taking power hits at my house during our stream. So it's amazing. It really does mess with infrastructure in a big way. Let's talk about this real quick. If you do have reports that you could send to us using hashtag TSpotter, that would be fantastic. And if you have any damage where you are, if you could safely send that to us, that would be great.
Or you can send it
Heather
to us
Mathis has a video.
Instagram as well.
Say that, Graham.
I was just saying you could send it to us on Instagram as well. We'll be checking that too.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, Instagram as well. So yeah, a lot of you are reporting power flickers. I think this is it runs across some of these major lines that feed Nashville and surrounding areas, especially up close to this Gallatin steam plant, which is a big TVA facility where a lot of our electricity is produced. And
it's like power's off at the Weather Service as well.
Yeah, so it's amazing. A lot of us, we could have widespread power flickers as the power grid adjusts to all the damage that's being done out there to the grid. So yeah,
the Weather
power
Service
flicking
will not
just
miss
about
a
everywhere.
beat, guys.
No,
they
the
have
weather
backups, and they have also offsite.
Oh yeah, no,
as well.
they're on generator power, but they lost city power.
Yeah. So Weather Service is not missing a beat. They're doing fine.
That's right.
They're issuing warnings and will continue to do just fine. So they're in good shape. Tornado continues approaching Gallatin, approaching the city now. And I'm looking at the chat here on YouTube, and I think power flickered to most of Middle Tennessee at the same time, no matter where you were.
Yeah, same in our replies on Twitter.
That was really amazing. And it's just knowing a little bit about the infrastructure. There's a lot of power infrastructure up this way in Sumner County. So that it's really amazing, but it's not surprising. So tornado ongoing, approaching Gallatin. And if y'all hear of any damage in Nashville, give me a heads up, because I'm not watching as close on the replies, or TSpotter will just jump in if you see damage in our area. Okay.
Oh, that's just a classic Supercell, guys.
It is. It is. Yes, it is. Yeah. So classic Supercell in Sumner County, headed right into Gallatin there. Tell you what, I was on the wrong radar. There's the right radar.
Is it still? Yeah, I would. So the 2303 scan of base velocity just showed spikes to 70 knots.
Yeah, I've got 104 miles an hour. Yeah. Yeah, 104 miles an hour on velocities just south of Gallatin. A lot of residential there, guys. Hmm.
Yep.
Emergency manager in Davidson County is emergency manager in I'm assuming Davidson County, 1 mile west of Madison. Cars flipped on I-65.
Let's talk about in the aftermath of the tornado, guys. Most first responders are neighbors, but you need to be out of the way of actual first responders. Understand that there could be gas lines ruptured. That can be dangerous. Power lines down, which consider all power lines down as being live. And just be excellent to each other here at this time. If you were thinking about going out to look at it or take photos of it, you suck. Don't do that. There will be plenty of photos of it, and nobody's going to pay you any money for your photos of this thing. So just be cool and be kind to each other as we try to get around this, as people have lost power. They may have lost roofs. There's cars there. You need to keep the roads clear so that local law enforcement can respond and get people into doctors and hospitals and emergency rooms. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done this before. Unfortunately, we're doing it again. And so we've been through this drill, but we can do it. But you need to understand that your need to see this will be covered in depth by all media. So let the ambulance and the fire trucks get by, and don't be that guy who goes out to look at it. Stay out of the way.
Strong to violent tornado, according to the Weather Service, crossing Highway 109 or very near Highway 109. They're on the south side of Gallatin, and it'll be crossing what appears on my map to be, well, that's 109, also Water Avenue. So I believe 109 goes west of town and kind of a loop. So anyway, it's going to be crossing 109 here very shortly. It looks like it already has crossed 109. And there it is right there. That ball right there, that's your tornado. It's crossed 109. It's moved east. It's now southeast of downtown Gallatin, but still a lot of residential there. If you just pull up, in fact, it's headed right for the airport, guys. This thing's headed. In fact, it's probably going to pass over the Gallatin
Music City Executive.
Yeah, there you go.
Not BNA.
Not BNA.
Not
Other
BNA.
airport,
Not
yeah.
BNA. Yeah, but it looks like it's going to pass right over the Music City Executive, as Will says there, airport just southeast of downtown Gallatin. So that looks to be where it is right. And still some residential east of that airport up there in Sumner County. Not quite as much, but there still is some residential up there. But this has crossed some highly populated residential areas. And so I'm sorry.
To interrupt.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So I wanted to shift attention back. We are getting some reports from these storms that are draped back to our west, Andrew. So we may want to slide back to that.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's back out just a little bit here. Let's go look and see what's going on. Nothing warned right now. We are seeing some reports come in on Twitter here. Kingston Springs getting some, looks like dimes and nickels as far as hail goes. So these cells coming into Davidson County where you see the pinks and the purples.
Yep.
And the reds, they're around Beeman Park, Scottsboro, Kingston Springs. That right there could be some small hail. It takes quarter size to be severe. So hail is going to be pretty loud for a while. If you get underneath one of those cells that's going to produce the hail, it's going to be pretty loud, but it does not seem to be large enough at the moment. Will, have you seen anything quarter size, or right now it just looks
No.
like maybe dimes
Nickel
and maybe
hail
nickels?
is
Yeah.
the biggest.
So dimes and nickels there in these storms coming into Davidson County now. And then the only warning upstream from us is this severe thunderstorm warning back to our southwest around Centerville, Lobelville, Hohenwald, and Linden. And we'll just see how that evolves. But right now, the biggest threat just seems to be small hail, and with these storms and maybe some strong winds. And we hope that's it. Let me send a message here, guys. Give me just a second.
So the line out to our west that has lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, including positive and negative strikes. So it's the garden variety strike and also the especially powerful strikes. That's moving into Nashville now and also into Williamson County. I don't see anything that looks tornado suspicious for us in Davidson and Williamson counties. Obviously, there's a confirmed tornado going on in Gallatin and then about to move further east of Gallatin, east-northeast. But for us, there's a severe thunderstorm warning to our southwest, but it looks like it doesn't look tornado sus right now, as my daughter would say. So that's good news for us. With the rest of the afternoon here, or actually I should say evening. I'm about to send a tweet out to that effect here.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. One more quick look at this tornado up here in Gallatin. Looks like, as we said, again, if you know somebody up here, we're just kind of let them know what's going on. High likelihood of power outages. There's a lot of power out. Even in Davidson County, a lot of power out. So we're looking at about 19,000 customers within NES's area without power right now. So some people may be craving information right now, and so the tornado up there in Sumner County looks to cross very near or directly over that Gallatin airport there just southeast of downtown, and looks like we'll then move on toward Trousdale. And that is Trousdale County, right? Yes, Trousdale County and Macon County. And that's where it'll head here in just a little bit. So tornado appears to be, it looks like it is weakened from earlier, the Weather Service says, but still intense as it approaches Highway 25 west of Castallion Springs. So that's an update on that tornado there in Sumner County. So let's look at these storms coming into our west. David says over on Twitter, cloud-to-ground lightning, strong straight-line winds moving in from the west. But yeah, I agree, David. Doesn't look like nothing tornado suspicious right here along the line at the moment.
No, and it makes more sense that it would be on the northern side. It seemed like you had to be pretty far north in order to get the tornadoes today.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot more sense the way the line is oriented. And the environment down to our southwest that's coming in here is less conducive for these tornadoes than the one up in Gallatin moving towards Lafayette now.
Graham, are you getting anything over on... Is Graham still with us? You getting anything over on Twitter? Instagram report-wise that's worth sharing?
Not too much at the moment. I got a photo of... I got like a pretty amazing photo of a tornado, but it says it was in Spring Hill at 450. So I'm not...
Yeah, that's not it.
They
Springfield.
probably meant Springfield.
Springfield.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I got there.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Springfield, we've kind of left them out. They're up in Robertson County. Again, we covered Davidson and Williamson, but we've stayed with this tornado that's moved up into Sumner just because we know a lot. It's a heavy population center. We know a lot of people maybe have friends up that way and want to give them a heads up. And that was the same storm that came through Davidson County. That left cars flipped. Apparently, cars flipped over on I-65 in Madison. So so we're stuck with that and give some updates. But that storm up in Springfield did produce a tornado, and we got some pictures of that in our replies. And Weather Service also picked up some of those pictures there of the tornado up in Springfield. Looks to have passed just south or southeast of downtown Springfield in Robertson County a little while ago.
Castalian Springs.
Stallion Springs. This is not the first tornado
It's
they've had
still
either.
hooked
They've,
up.
if you think back, when
Look at the gate to gate there.
was this? What year was the big tornado I'm remembering up there in Gallatin? Was that 06? Maybe
It was
wrong
08.
about that. 08. 2008.
Similar path.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so David, do you want to give anybody? You want to talk about all clears at all? I'm starting to get a lot of. Can we come out of our shelter for people that are in like East Nashville?
Yeah,
which-
I can do that. I think it's fine to
Um,
come on out as long as you stay connected. Okay, I'm going to send a tweet. Okay, to emerge from tornado safe space in Nashville. Remain connected in case of another warning. Thanks for that reminder.
Nice.
And just a reminder to folks that are interested in helping or are just voyeuristic enough to want to see the aftermath or you want to see what it looks like after a tornado comes through an area. First of all, it's dark right now. You're not going to really see anything. Second of all, stay out of those areas, right? Let emergency managers do their thing in that area. Keep the roads open for first responders. Just stay out of the areas where we've been calling out where there might be potential damage, whether it's in Clarksville or Hendersonville or Gallatin, or Madison, any of those areas. They don't need you coming through there and looking at what's going on. There'll be plenty of ways to help. I assume some of that will start to begin being published tomorrow, where you can make donations of money or time to help folks if this turns out to be as bad as it looked on radar.
There's definitely going to be a need. Certainly, at least in Clarksville, we know that a lot of people have lost homes today. We know people have lost their vehicles today. Maybe somebody's lost their school. Maybe somebody's lost their business. So just be cool. I mean, some of the videos you'll see in our replies. We saw the tornado do power flashes. We saw the tornadoes hit things that exploded. There's plenty of damage. So the number one hope is that there's not been a loss of life with this storm today. So yes, there are going to be ways to help. And we'll be happy to pass those along. I know Hands on Nashville does a great job of coordinating that stuff. But for now, Will's right. The immediate concern is staying out of the way of law enforcement, staying out of the way of first responders, staying out of the way of fire departments, staying out of the way of people trying to get to the hospital. A lot of people, when they're hurt, if they don't know what to do, they just put people in a car and drive to hospital. So just stay off the roads, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So this path looks like it went from Scottsboro across Bradley Parkway up to Madison to Rivergate to Hendersonville to Gallatin. That's generally the area to stay out of.
Storms continue in Davidson County. These are non-severe storms right now, and could have some small hail with these. Could have dimes and nickels. Takes a quarter to be severe. So, but hey, we'll take dimes and nickels any day over what came through here about 30 minutes to an hour ago. And we hope that's the end of that. However, tornado continues up there in let's see. That is it's coming into Hartsville now. That's going to be coming into Trousdale County in just a minute if it hasn't yet. So tornado ongoing there. Some of you asking in the chat about Hendersonville, friends in Hendersonville, have we heard anything? No, I don't think we have. You guys are probably watching more so than I am on, reports out of there, but we've not heard anything specific, I don't think. So things will become evident here over the next half hour to an hour. Things will become more evident as to exactly what has happened in Hendersonville and in Gallatin and even in northern Davidson County. Right now, the only storm report I see here on radar, the only storm report I see is that cars were flipped over on I-65 around Madison, and that takes some wind to do that. So it appears the tornado was still on the ground as it crossed I-65 there around Madison, and then it was quickly getting its act together, even more so as it continued east and crossed near Old Hickory Dam and moved into Hendersonville. So it looks like that was a very strong tornado that went through there. Let's see here. What was that, a storm report?
One thing to think about, it's going to be really cold tomorrow. And there are going to be people who have lost shelter and things. So if you have been hit and you're listening, or you're not sure you can stay in your house or whatever, bring a jacket with you because it's going to be cold tomorrow. This is a classic setup for wintertime, and it's not technically winter, but wintertime systems where the really cold wind comes in behind. So there may be a push by charitable organizations to donate money to people are just probably going to need clothes and coats for the winter. So just all things to think about as the relief and the response will get organized as we go through the next several hours into tomorrow and beyond. These people will have needs that will be ongoing, and there are organizations here who have experience with this who will know how to help. So be ready to do that, y'all. When you're going into Christmas church or whatever tomorrow, let's remember those people who've been impacted by this storm.
Weather Service says that they are going to let the large severe thunderstorm warning to our southwest. They're going to let that expire, and that's going to expire here in about 4 minutes, and they'll focus on individual storms rather than just a large area. And so they'll probably issue a new severe thunderstorm warning down for Perry County or one of these storms down here in the far southwest of us. But this big polygon should go away here in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then they'll focus on individual cells. Some pretty decent, strong cells out there. I mean, one of them coming into Pasco and Bellevue right now. Another one coming into like around Page High School and Trinity, right there around Highway 96. That'll be heading toward Nolensville. All of those are non-severe right now. But, we're sitting in a pretty good spot right now, guys, as far as the storms coming through. Not seeing anything that's crazy strong right now, and I hope that's
Andrew, can you comment about whether or not we're all clear in Gallatin?
Yes, Gallatin, you guys are all clear in Gallatin from that tornado. In fact, you've been removed from the polygon. So if you are in Gallatin, west of Gallatin, south of Gallatin, you're in good shape as far as the threat of the tornado that just came through there. So that tornado is now up near Hartsville, and Gallatin itself has been removed from the tornado warning. So all clear for Gallatin.
Getting some videos in from Hendersonville of just pitch black streets, not a light on in sight. You can hear a few generators running in the background. There are some photos coming in, trees down across streets in Hendersonville, and then getting reports for the line that is moving through Davidson County now. Looks like that thing's a pretty efficient pea-size hail producer as it comes through. So you may still hear thunder and lightning over the next hour or so. You may still hear some gusty winds, some small hail. But what do we think, guys? I mean, we're pretty well zapped in terms of potential energy in our atmosphere.
Yeah, this is our line. So we're we keep an eye on this, and then after that, I think we are in good shape.
This will be it. And
Yep.
looking at it, this
Yep.
is morphed into a straight line wind event.
Yep.
Looking at all three local radar sites, I mean, we see some spikes in straight line winds, 40, 50 miles an hour. But I do not expect another tornado warning for Davidson or Williamson counties today or tonight, as I think those ingredients are either east or north of us right now. And looking all the way down the line. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Williamson County. This is for a storm that's down to our southwest, down in Hickman County right now. And this storm's moving to the northeast. And right now the warning only covers from about 840 down to the southwest. So pretty rural area down there. That's for like Smarten, let's see, Greenbrier, that's in Williamson County. Those parts of Williamson County out there. But if we were to just extrapolate this out, here are some ETAs if it keeps moving in the same direction and holds together. So we're going to watch it. I am not putting anything past these storms tonight. I think we need to keep an eye on them till they are through here. But right now, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mile per hour winds and 1 inch diameter hail, which is quarter size hail. So 60 mile per hour winds and quarter size hail possible with this storm. That could be, if it holds together, could be in Franklin at about 6:20. Could be in Nolensville around 6:30. And could be around the Greenbrier area here around 6 o'clock in Williamson County, Greenbrier, Williamson County. So that's a new warning now that's in effect for Williamson County for a storm that could have 60 mile per hour winds with it. Good grief.
I see it on my radar.
That was close. That sounded like a positive strike, but I don't know.
It might have been.
Knocked my power out just a second. So, gracious, now everything's got to start beeping.
See, 5:29 p.m.
That was one of those, you see it and you just wince and you get ready for it. All right.
All right, I'd much rather be covering a severe thunderstorm warning than
Absolutely.
a tornado emergency. ET is attached. 5:29 p.m. We are live here.
That lightning bolt that hit near me was a 6-digit kiloamp strike. 106,965 kiloamps. Which is, a lot of our like just typical lightning strikes in the summertime out of a little storm may produce like 5 or 10,000 kiloamps. That was 100 and something thousand. That was a big spark.
Well, look down near Hohenwald. It's really the only thing I see of any interest. And that's nothing.
I'm going to show you all this. This is TBNA. It is out to lunch.
Yeah, TVA looks like it got scrambled.
I think. So that's useless. We'll go back to. Yeah, so let me show y'all. Let's look at the Weather Service radar. Let me pull up velocities here.
Look at that storm near Lawrenceburg, the little one that came out ahead of the main line.
Oh yeah, I can see it right there. Yeah, it looks like it's got a little couplet trying to form there, doesn't it?
Well, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sure does.
I might have eaten too many icebreaker sours.
Oh man. Well, that's not good. I can think of a lot of other things I'd rather do than that.
Maggie said it would calm me down. She saw it on Good Morning America.
Well,
So it must be true.
anything of note heading toward Franklin Thompson Station area? Well, we're just watching this severe thunderstorm. It could have some 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe some hail, but that's all at the moment. Hang on, I'm gonna mute for a second. We're getting the batteries out. They're in the closet right behind me. I'll be right back.
Well, let's fill the dead air. Why don't we? So what we've got here, friends, is a severe thunderstorm warning moving into Williamson County, the southwest part of Williamson County. As you see, Andrew's left a little yellow polygon, which indicates the area where the Weather Service is concerned about damaging straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour, hail the size of a 1-inch hail, which is about the size of a quarter in diameter. And this is one of those things where we're just watching it because, as Andrew said, nobody here trusts these storms not to do anything nefarious. However, I don't see anything about this right now that would concern me. If you're in Nashville, I would say, like, for example, if you're in Scottsboro, you're done for the night. You're all clear because the line has passed you. If you're in Bells Bend, you're done for the night. The line has passed you. You're still getting a little bit of rain and you're still within danger of lightning. If you're downtown, stay inside because there's still a ton of rain that still needs to come through and some cloud to ground lightning as well. But the lightning frequency, although it's there, has dipped a little bit, which might be an indication of what happens when the sun goes down, and we have a little bit less instability there to feed upon. But we are still concerned about strong straight line winds, and we're going to stay with this line until the whole thing has cleared out of Nashville and the whole thing is cleared out of Williamson County. And then we'll hop off this YouTube live stream. But for now, the main concerns are just heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning strikes, and straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour. But there is not any concern for tornado at the moment, and I don't see anything that's even close to being a tornado concern. If and when that happens, we'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing here is this dark line. If you kind of see this dark line here running from Duck River east of Fairview, Brentwood, Mount Juliet, this is our boundary. Okay. So like if I put this in motion, you kind of see it advancing to the southeast. This is what once this moves through, and if it undercuts these storms, these storms are gonna lose their fuel. All right, so anything out ahead of this boundary or right on the boundary is worth watching, but that's the boundary that we've kind of been watching today to come through, and that's, if you kind of notice, that's where these storms are kind of lined up right now. So once this boundary moves through here, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. That's what we're waiting to happen. Now, watching the storm down here in the southwest of us, like David, I don't see anything particularly concerning with this right now in velocity, but we're going to watch it because these things, we don't want to say that everything's good to go and then this thing wrap up real quick. We don't see that happening right now, but it's to our southwest and it's aimed at us here in Williamson County, so it's worth watching for sure. Anything? Yeah, go ahead. Somebody said something.
Was it me?
Creepy.
That was creepy. It's probably Elon.
Elon.
So if you're wondering who everybody is here on the stream, the young guy over there is Elon, who is the intern, who will no doubt be washing someone's car tomorrow. And then to the right of him is Graham. Graham runs our Instagram account and is the fourth member of our team. So yeah, he just flew in from New York and got on the ground and immediately had to go cover severe weather. So yeah, that's who everybody is. And I guess you probably, if you've been in here, I'm David. And then our fearless leader here, Andrew. And then Will has his camera turned off for some reason. I don't know.
We all have to turn our cameras off from time to time for various things.
The people want to know what's going on, though, Andrew.
Well,
okay, let's see. Army.
So that,
beat
yeah,
Navy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Army beat Navy.
Well,
Let's go.
I have to say I'm digging the beard, David.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with it, but thank you.
so only thing we're really watching right now is a severe thunderstorm warning that includes parts of southwestern Williamson County. You think with only 2 counties we can keep them straight. So Williamson County, and that storm's moving northeast, generally toward Spring Hill, Thompson Station, Triune, Nolensville. But right now, 60-mile-per-hour winds, I would say probably isolated 60-mile-per-hour winds, and potential 1-inch diameter hail are really the biggest threats with this. And really the spot that I'm watching is, let me go over to the other radar here. If there's a spot to watch in this storm, if you see where it's right here, I'm gonna put a red dot on it right there. All right, so here it is on the left side, here it is on the right side. If there's a spot to watch, it's there for if the thing tries to wrap up and produce a tornado. It's not right now. I have no reason to believe it will, but that's where we're going to watch very carefully as it comes into Murray County here in the next little bit and starts moving up toward Williamson. So,
yeah, the one near Lawrenceburg and the one near Collinwood, that looks like those are the two I'm most concerned about. Those 2 southern cells there, because it looks like they're breaking ahead.
Yeah.
And they're moving into probably a little bit of higher K.
So that one there in Lawrence County.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be any threat to Williamson, and certainly not Davidson County.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, what time is it? 5:41 p.m. p.m. Okay.
It's raining one of those rains out there right now where I can just hear my gravel driveway just washing downhill.
It also just started raining pretty hard here for the first time tonight. And
Well, and it's a good sound, isn't it? We haven't had that we haven't had rain this hard in a while. Let's see.
Yeah, give me drought.
Well, so I'm up to 0.4 of an inch here at our house at the moment. Incidentally, the Weather Service says the tornado appears to have finally lifted up there in Macon County.
Good grief.
So this warning polygon will be gone here in less than a minute. And good riddance. Let's watch it disappear. 40 seconds.
There's really nothing else to say.
Goodbye. All right, so that tornado warning is finally gone. That was the tornado that went through northern Davidson County into Sumner County, Trousdale County, Macon County, and maybe Cheatham. We just don't know. I mean, it could have been further west.
Dude, the video of this explosion is from
I haven't
several
seen
different
it.
angles.
haven't seen
Yeah, it's
Is it in our
legit.
replies?
Yeah. You're not going to be able to scroll through regular Twitter tonight without seeing it. It'll lead the national news in the morning, I'm sure.
I just pulled it up.
A lot of people are ripping it off and running with it, so you're going to get different versions of it.
Yeah. Do we still have that Midtown Nest camera?
We do have it. It's offline right now, but yeah.
Okay.
That looks like a that looks electrical to me. That looks like an electrical explosion to me. Cuz it's right after an arc.
Like a power station or something.
Yeah, it could be a substation over there or
Is that the same video that Reed Timmer posted? Is that what that is?
Might have been. Elon, do you have radar scope up?
I do.
Do you want to drive this line for a little bit?
I can. Yeah.
All right. Why don't you drive the severe line? That severe warning will probably go
On Twitter?
On Twitter.
Okay.
Not Instagram, just Twitter. I'm going to poke around at some other stuff. So you have it until I take it back, okay?
Sounds good.
Thanks.
I'm just kind of going through our
Yeah, just so that y'all know who are watching, we've had, I guess Elon's our 9th generation of intern. Um, our interns go out into the world, and there are times where they prove that they're capable enough to handle some of the stuff, the responsibilities that me, Graham, Will, and Andrew do. And this is one of those times where we're letting him handle the message with our supervision. But I have complete confidence in Elon. Elon's going to go on to do big things in weather, whatever he wants to do, whatever that is. But what I'm looking at while he's doing that is the storm near south of Summertown, Andrew, to the west of Etheridge.
Yeah.
That's got some straight line winds at 6,600 feet running 70 plus miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm most interested in watching. But I don't know if it's going to do anything else. So I'm going to keep both eyes on that. Because if it does do something, it'll go Columbia, Bethesda, College Grove, that vector.
Yeah.
One of the frustrating
And
things,
a lot of that area hasn't been.
Yeah, it's not.
A lot of that area hasn't been worked over yet.
So here are some rough ETAs, and this would be like for the College Grove area, Bethesda. Somewhere around 6:58, 7 o'clock. So we're looking, it's not moving real fast. So we're looking at potentially an hour out here.
They had to rewarn that tornado.
Is it back up again?
Lafayette,
There it is. Sure enough.
Lafayette to Red Boiling Springs, Hermitage Springs. So if you're out that way and somehow listening to us, you need to turn on Anthony on Upper Cumberland Weather. He's got that area, and he'll be there, I'm sure, covering that stuff as it moves up to the plateau. He lives out that way, and he has a video feed as well. Highly recommended as if you're east of us looking for good, reliable online weather information.
Yeah, absolutely. Anthony's awesome.
I'm considering moving out there just so that I could be in Anthony's coverage area and he can inform me on the weather.
New flooded advisory for Davidson County. This is going to be for Davidson, Macon, Sumner, Robertson.
That's you, Elon.
Yeah. Post that thing, Elon. Flood advisory now for Davidson County. And that's going to be for heavy rains. We have had just a lot of heavy rain with this. Apart from the rotation, the tornadoes, we've had just a lot of rain here. So let's see. It's until 9 p.m. Minor flooding. This is not a major flooding event. This is a minor flooding is expected there in the low-lying areas, places that typically flood. And they're saying that between 1 and 2 inches of rain's fallen, and could get some more there. So flood advisory there until 9 p.m. It looks like, to me, actually, if you go over here and look, it looks like the boundary has actually undercut the storm here around Duck River. So it looks like the boundary is actually pushed up under it, and that will significantly help things, I think, on a severity level.
It'll enhance the winds.
Enhance the winds,
because I think what we're seeing.
But I don't. At that point, it's going to kind of become elevated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It cuts underneath it.
Yeah.
And we still got that mezzo going on aloft. But I don't see anything of any. I mean, these look very different from the tornado warned storms earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more along the lines of what I thought we would see.
We had just enough cape. That's what happened. A lot of times these events come through. It's like making an omelet. If a lot of times these storms come through and somebody forgets to bring the eggs, or there's not enough eggs and the omelet falls apart, We had plenty of eggs today. All right, be right back.
Okay. Whose was that?
That was here.
Ah.
That was a 28,000 kiloamp positive strike in Pasco.
I bet you'll get a closer one to show up here on the map here. Good gracious.
Wow.
I bet you I will now.
Yeah, you'll see some closer ones show up on the map.
Let's see. Well, whatever positive strike's on here looks like it hit the Natchez Trace Bridge.
TBNA is down again, or it appears on my end.
Yep.
I actually had no power flickers here at my house in Glencliff.
Dude. Well, let's kind of give a little update, shall we? We're not talking a lot because there's really not a lot to talk about with the current storms. The main line is moving through now, both counties. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southwestern southwestern Williamson County. That severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for another 19 minutes, and it expires at 6:15. Could be dropped earlier. We'll have to see, but 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are possible with that storm. It looks like the radar totally believes there is hail falling in there. So it says 100% probability of hail, 50% probability of severe hail. So a good bet that there is hail falling in that storm moving into Murray County and Williamson County. But it's a sort of a marginally severe storm right now. Everywhere else, looks like just general thunder and lightning and heavy rain right now, just kind of like at Will's house. We've been hearing his place get zapped. And that's probably pretty typical of what you'll have at your place as this line moves through Oak Hill, B&A, Antioch, Brentwood, Cool Springs, Franklin, all the way down to Boston and Greenbrier, Williamson County. So that's probably typical of what you'll see: thunder and lightning, heavy rain. Less of you will see severe weather out of this. And if you do, it would be in the form of some brief, gusty, strong winds to 60 miles per hour and possibly some quarter-size hail. So that's the current situation for our two counties. Once this moves through, we're done with severe weather. So we might get some heavy rain. We might get some gusty winds. Temperatures will start to fall, but we should be done with the severe weather after this moves through. Although there's a hail marker back to our west, 60% probability of hail. They're just north of Jackson. Not really concerned with tornadoes with any activity out there. That's going to all be elevated stuff. And by elevated, I mean, dude,
Sorry, I'll
keep it down over there. No, don't mute. Don't mute. I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the storms out here, by elevated, I mean the energy from these storms is going to come up from up high in the atmosphere and not the surface where you need the energy to come from to get tornadoes. So it looks like they are going to do a tornado warning down in Wayne County for the storm down that way, and that will come out in just a little bit. That's around Collinwood, Waynesboro. They also are no strangers to tornadoes down there. They have had their share down in Wayne County of tornadoes, and looks like another one trying to spin up down there in Wayne County. And there it is. That's not going to impact us based on the current trajectory. Actually, that's not what I wanted to draw there, but that trajectory would carry it pretty well east. It might impact Murray County, but doesn't look like Williamson. I'm not seeing anything on radar. Could somebody? Well, never mind. Actually,
What do you want to do, Andrew? Do you want to stay on and ride this whole thing?
Well, I was just gonna see if anybody wanted to inquire on chat and see if what they're if they're seeing anything on different radars or something that might, for this warning that's in Williamson, if they plan on riding it out or canceling it early. Because I may be missing. I don't want to assume that there's not any gusty winds in there, but I'm not seeing too much on radar, fortunately.
Yeah, I got it.
Thanks.
Definitely not seeing much there.
Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Pretty good. People in our replies arguing about whether or not Hendersonville is really part of Nashville.
Well,
Probably insane.
we always need something to argue about. I suppose that's
Don't we?
I believe it's trending on Twitter.
Hendersonville.
Yeah. Sorry, X.
Don't be sorry.
I'll be sorry.
Williamson County severe thunderstorm warning is being canceled now. It's in the process of being canceled. So that's a good sign. We'll take that.
Yep. So we can probably shut it down there, Andrew. Great job, buddy.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And all right, let's sort of see. If you guys need to drop off, that's totally fine. But let's just recap just a little bit. What we've had. We've been on here quite a while, so had some tornadoes get started west of us, and they got going. It looks like we had at least a couple of tornadoes around here. One of them up in Springfield, possibly one back up in northern Dixon County. That eventually moved up to Springfield. We had one that could have started as far back as in like Cheatham County or eastern Dixon County, and that one was very strong. Moved across northern Davidson County, and particularly hard hit was like the Madison area. We got reports of cars flipped on I-65 there around Madison, and the tornado continued across Gallatin Pike, it appears. Moved up toward just kind of in the Rivergate, southeast Rivergate area, right around Old Hickory Dam. Moved right into Hendersonville. From what we understand, heavy damage in Hendersonville. And tornado continued moving to the northeast and eventually, we think, lifted after it damaged parts of Gallatin and lifted over there in Trousdale, Macon County areas. And now the tornado warning has been issued again out that way in Macon County, so the thing is still causing issues out there. But that was an impressive tornado, guys. Not in a great way, but man, that thing wrapped up pretty quick and was throwing punches. Williamson County, not too bad down in Williamson County. Some storms that are very noisy, very heavy rain, possibly some hail, but non-severe right now. No warnings in effect for Williamson County. The closest warning to the south is down in Wayne County, Lawrence County. That's a tornado warning there for a cell that's going to be pushing east. It should not impact Williamson County, but will be crossing I-65 there, probably around Marshall County and around the Lewisburg, Cornersville area, and that will push east that way into Bedford County. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We're sort of sandwiched between two storms that are tornadic, but none of the ones right here in Davidson or Williamson show any signs of wrapping up right now. Back to the west, let's just look at this though. There are some cells popping up here back to the west, about to cross the Tennessee River. Non-severe, but they do look to be possibly getting stronger, but I don't see them picking up too much steam as they move east. But we'll keep eyes on them. We're not shutting everything down and going away. But we will. We'll keep watching storms back to the west. But I just don't see that they'll have the energy that they need. Okay, so I think that's. Am I missing anything? We'll talk about sending in reports because.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a heck of a lot of those.
Later on this evening, if you venture out, or tomorrow, if you see damage, getting reports to us is really important. We deliver those reports to the National Weather Service, and they use them to make better decisions, learn more about what happened. If you see damage to trees, structures, make sure you send those to us on Twitter using hashtag TSpotter. You can send them to us on Instagram using hashtag TSpotter. We'll go through all those damage reports and get that most important information over to the Weather Service.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Thanks, guys, and thank you all for being with us. And we really appreciate you jumping in here with us. It's our first time being on. I believe we figured since August, and
Yeah, I think that's
which has been that's good. I hate that we've had a drought, but that means we haven't had much severe weather. So anyway, hopefully this helps the rain situation, but we certainly hurt with those that have lost homes and businesses and potentially have been injured tonight. So let's all be thinking of each other as we do so well. Let's take care of each other. Let's be thinking of each other and actively looking for ways that we can help. And let's do that. Let's do that as we go forward. All right. Everybody have a good evening, and we'll talk later.